Okay, so now we'll discuss selecting a school. So it'll be really important for you to research the school. Like you are scrolling on Instagram all day or Twitter, or whatever it is, you want to spend that time scrolling on your school's page, Instagram page, Twitter page, Facebook page, or their main academic web page, and really know their mission statement and values, because that'll help align with what is your mission statement and values. Looking at location, that's important as well. If you can, I went to school where it was really cold in Des Moines, Iowa, and I am not a cold weather girl. So I was able to get through pharmacy school in cold weather, but I know now that that's not somewhere else I would want to go because I don't love that. But keeping that in mind, and as Dr. Nunez mentioned previously, if you have a family or feel like you need to be close to family to help you get through whatever career path you choose, that's okay. Look at schools in your local area. If maybe it's better for you to get away from family, like your family might be a distraction, or your current situation and who you're around would be distracting and not help you, then consider that and move to a different coast. And keeping in mind public and private, there's benefits to each, and generally private schools are more expensive, so keep that in mind as well. But that can play into your decision and what school you choose as well. Looking at your patient population. So if you really like rural patient populations, you might look into a bigger city might not have that patient population. Or if you want a more diverse patient population, looking at the statistics of the city that the school is in and their hospitals and whatnot. Thinking about the campus environment and whether that's going to be beneficial to you or not. So for undergrad, I went to a public large university, and it was fun. However, when it was time for pharmacy school, I went to a smaller private university, so I didn't have as many distractions, such as like a large university with college football. I love college football. That was great for me in undergrad, but when it's time to go to pharmacy school, that would have been a distraction for me. Thinking about tuition, as I mentioned before, thinking of in-state versus out-of-state tuition for public school. Private schools, that usually doesn't play into it as much. However, it could. Also, though, private schools sometimes have larger scholarship funds from their previous alumni, so keeping that in mind as well. Everyone is different, or some people just have like rich uncles that can help pay for things, so it might not even matter. Looking at the academic requirements, we've kind of gone over that previously, but looking at those, seeing what you have, what you need as well, and just making sure you are prepared as possible. And you want to make a checklist and put academic requirements on that checklist and make sure that you're considering what the schools have to offer you and what you need from the school. Looking at the curriculum as well, different elective opportunities. So one thing I thought I was interested in was diabetes, because I come from like a Hispanic Latino background, and diabetes affects a lot of our community. And so that was something that was important to me. So I chose a school that had a diabetes program concentration as well. So thinking of that and what are some other interests that you might be able to gain while you're going to whichever professional school you decide, most likely pharmacy, obviously. And then looking at the faculty and mentors that are available to you, and then support and administrative services. I don't know how many times we've said it, but quite a bit. I think we've all said talking to those pre-health advisors, gaining mentors, talking to students that are already in those programs, and then looking at like what kind of tutoring opportunities or maybe study abroad with like a medical focus, if that's of interest to you, will help you in selecting a school. Next slide. Okay, and then resources and information. So like I said, when I started out, when you're scrolling through those Instagrams and Twitters and whatnot, that's a resource to you, but there are also like resources for each of the different tracks. So we talked about the MSTAR, the CIB, the ADA, or ADEA, and then the CIB as well. And then Pharmacy is Right for Me also has a lot of information related to pharmacy. But really just Google searching everything you can about the profession, the school, mentorship programs and whatnot will be extremely beneficial to you to help you know who you're going to spend the next 4 years of your life with, really. looking at the individual websites, and then the admissions offices and brochures. And I don't think we mentioned this, but anytime there's a picture on the slide, that's something that we want you to like capture and remember. So usually we do these workshops in person. We tell the students to take out their phone and take a picture, but like go ahead and like screenshot us right now, because this is going to be an important thing to remember from the presentation.